with Bible name deceptions part 2. The last video, I had so many stuff to say, so I have to cut it real short, to so I could make time for this video, because I have to get into explanation of all these names of the Father and the Son. And as you can see on my screen, I'm gonna dive right into it. Right now we're featuring the Father's name on the screen and the Son. And if you look here, you can see the exact meaning of Jehovah and the exact meaning of Yahushua. As you can see, Yahushua here means saves, literally cry out, deliverance. And if you look at Yahushua, it means exactly the same, and it means salvation. Now, you notice you see the shorter form Yeshua. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate. So you can see on the screen here that all of the prophets of the Father, including the Son, not all but most, have his signature of his name in the front or at the back of their name. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this real quick, and then I'm going to move on to other names that have signature too, which on the opposite, which is Satan's name. So I'm going to get into that. So just pay attention and watch the screen here. All right. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you. All right. So see here, these are the list of all the prophets named with Y. See them right here on my screen. That begins with Y, or they have it at the end. So look here as you see Yanan. Can't call these names here. You see Jeremiah Yahu, which is Jeremiah. You see Yakanan. You see Yahu Yadu. You see Elijah, Eliyahu. You see Matthew Yahu down here. Now look at all these names together here. These are all the great prophets, and they all have one thing in common here. They have, if you look here, they have Jehovah signature on it here, pretty much, and the Son named Yahushua. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the opposite side. This is the Creator and His Son, right? If you're wondering where I'm going with this, just follow me. Follow this. If you look over, let me just go ahead and pull this up real quick. And I'm going to pull this screen up for you. If you look here, I'm going to go ahead and find this real quick here. There's a lot of demonstrating I have to do on this one. So hold on. Look at all the, we'll go for B words, okay. All right, so, okay, so if you look here, this is Satan, right? You see here, Baal mean master, Lord. You see Bala mean her, idol. These are Satan's name, and all the false god that falls under Satan. See all these B words here? You see them? These are obvious. So the Almighty make these obvious so we don't get misled. Now look at this big trick. The big trick here, like I said in the first video, we all use the word Lord. You see how many times Satan name mean Lord? And look what Baal mean. Look, master, Lord. Baal mean idol. The Almighty don't deal with idol. Right? You go down here, you see Baal, same as Bala. Then you see Baal God with a idol of fortune. You see that? Then you see Baal Hermon, which is Mount Hermon, if you read the hidden books of the Bible, meaning who rules a crowd. You see that? All of those fall under Satan. Baali or Bahali, my idol, Lord. You see what that says over me? So you notice that all of those matches. This is a clear sign that every one of us got deceived. Everyone, you know what I mean? And it's just so obvious right now, you know. And all I'm doing is giving you these research that I come up with to let you know what's going on. Now, in case you wondering, like, you know, you want to second guess the thing with this source I'm giving you, well, watch this. Just watch this source here. So we're going to go to a strong Bible concordance, right? Concordance, right? So we're going to go to a strong, we're going to go to Bible Hub. See here, Baal. This is Bible Hub, which actually give meanings of word in the Bible. This is not no rinky-dinky website thing. Bible Hub. See what it says here? Baal again mean owner, Lord. And that's what we use here when we're referring to the Most High, Almighty. Almighty is acceptable name. Elohim is acceptable name. Now, I'm going to move on to other names. Now that you get clear where I go with this, you get where I'm going with this one. You see the prophets of the Almighty, and you see all the false gods that fall under Satan. So you should get where I'm going with this. So I'm going to go more with more stuff. So now I'm going to move on to the name Jesus. And like I said, the correct name for Jesus is Yahushua or Yeshua, meaning salvation. Right? The name Jesus doesn't carry a meaning. So now we're going to go over to the name Jesus. And see here, name doesn't really carry a heavy meaning. Get translated over. You see where it leads back to Yeshua or Joshua. Right? That's the origin. So you go back here. I mean the name Jesus, Wikipedia, by the way. And when the name Jesus arrived. If you look here, this is one of the early translation Bible, which is the Geneva, one of the first set of English translation Bible. And if you notice here, missing letter J. This is 1599 Geneva translation. There is no J in it. Matter of fact, there was no J in the first King James Bible. And if you go over here, you see the English alphabet, letter J here, originally used. Okay, the first time it was used was in 1524. Right? So again, it wasn't in the first King James, because the first King James came out 1611. Right? And at that time, it still wasn't in it. So this is what I'm going to do here. Since we're on the letter J here, this is, if you want to guess what word is that I'm looking at right on the screen here, this is the original word for Jerusalem. See here, Jerusalem, the right word for Jerusalem is Jerusalem. There was no Jerusalem in that time. It's a make-up name. And you see here, I'm on Bible Hub. Okay? Bible Hub. That is verifying this. You can go and research this and see what I'm talking about. But if there was no J when Christ was on earth, there is no way a place could name Jerusalem, right? So that has to be a made up name. But you know the thing go. People believe that, 2,000 years ago there was a John and Jesus in the desert, a John and a white Jesus. Don't know where they get that from, but that's what they've been selling people. But we're going to go over here, and as you can see, even on the original modern Jerusalem Wikipedia, you can see here Jerusalem. Of course, they kick it off like, oh, it's just Hebrew. No, it's the original name. This is all to deceive us with Bible name deceptions, because they change every name in the Bible. So when they change the creator name, nobody won't ask no question, because you're going to say, well, they change every name, right? So they can go ahead and change the creator name too. But me and your name don't change. Me and you name don't change. Our name don't change, no matter what language. So, I'm just getting further in this deception here. Now, in case you are wondering if name doesn't matter and all that, I'm going to go ahead and look at J over here again. This is the original J Wikipedia here. As you can see, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just giving you an example. As you can see, the original Wikipedia here have, just look down here. So J wasn't used in no language in Europe until it started using in the 1400, but it didn't have a sound. It was using interchangeable with I, as you can see on this here. So it didn't start have a J sound until 1524 again. So I'm going to move on to another topic here with this Bible name deception that is, often overlooked. So let me bring up I'm going to go ahead and bring up the watch that screen. Okay. So the word Jews. Next big thing. The word Jews, again, could have never existed around that time. The correct terminology for Jews is Yehudis, right? Just like how you have Chinese, the correct name for Jews would have been Yehudis in plural to call them. And if it's a one person, you would say he's a Yehudi. And if you look here, you can see here where Jesus, where the first time Jesus was referred to as a so-called Jew in the New Testament was in the 18th century. That was the first time. So even in the old King James Bible, which is the 1611, and you can actually pull that up. If you go to the King James website here, you can actually, this King James website here, you can actually pull it up here. And if you want to see most cross-reference, you can see the Bahal here and all that for Lord. You can see the cross-reference to back up the other website I was on. But you can actually go to this King James website and you can go to, you can go here, 1611, and just try to read some scripture. Like Revelation, where Jews doesn't mention everywhere in the Bible, but a few places it's in Revelation and all that. Just go to this website here and click on the 1611, and accurately, if they don't hear this video and try to come back and change stuff, you're not going to see the name Jesus here on this website. You're going to see Isos or Isos, something like that. There is no Jew in this translation on this website. I'm showing you this 1611. So I'm just giving you this so you can research on your own. But if you're on your truth journey, just do your research. I'm not here to preach to you. Just go do your research so you can find your way and get it right. Again, look at I'm gonna go switch over to check my list here. I'm gonna switch over to the Jew word here, and as you can see, this is the Jew word Wikipedia. And you see here, if you're gonna say Judah, there is no Judea. It's Judea, right? And you can pronounce in English. So people is just deceiving us when it comes to these stuff in the Bible, because these names is important, especially the Savior and the Father name is important. But my Father's name, and you do not accept me. But if someone else come in his own, you will accept him. That is John 5:43, right? The only time when I see a name matches the Messiah is when I look over here. When I look at Jehovah and Yahushua. That's the only time, and people gonna find an excuse and tell you it's not literal. The Bible keep it literal when it's important for you to know. You see what I'm saying? And it's the truth is hiding in plain sight. So, but I'm just passing this on to you. Want to check one more thing here, but before I go, this is one thing you should keep in mind, right? This is what you should keep in mind when you're trying to use some of these name deceptions. And this is Hosea 2 verse 16. It says, and in that day declares Elohim. I see the word Lord, I ain't gonna use it in that. So he says, in that day declares Elohim, you will call me my husband, and no longer will you call me my Baal. Okay? So Baal means Lord. The Almighty don't want us to call him that, but if you want to go ahead and still use that word after this, that's up to you. Just passing on the knowledge to you. So if you like what I'm saying, like the concept, just go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that. I got more of these topics coming, and I encourage you to go and do your research. Don't just take me at my word. Just go ahead and do your research. Until next time, have a blessed one.